Hello, MSOE fans, and welcome to the Raider Report, where we sit down with MSOE coaches to discuss all things Raider athletics, from game reactions to recruiting news and everything in between. The Raider Report has all the behind-the-scenes details and news you want. This week, our guest is Davinci Wallace, Assistant Women's Basketball Coach and Director of Admissions, Athletic Recruitment, and Initiatives. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm pretty excited to be doing this with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on here. Coach, you've had a lot of hats. You've worn a lot of hats here throughout your tenure at MSOE. Talk to us a little bit about your background here. How did you end up at MSOE, and how did you end up in the spot you are now?
Yeah, I had a lot, I guess is a small word. I have tons of hats around here, it seems like. So I've been here, I think in September it'll be 24 years. Started off just as a assistant men's basketball coach. I was a high school coach before that as an assistant freshman coach and all that good stuff. And then luckily I had a wonderful girlfriend at the time, now my wife, who was looking at the paper and saw this job for assistant men's basketball coach. And she said, "You should apply." And I said, "I've been coaching for 2 years. I don't think I'm going to get a job at the collegiate level. I haven't graduated from college yet, and I'm going to be a college coach." She's like, "No, just apply." And so I applied, and, I had good people to help me out along the way. My wife's uncle was, he's retired now, but was a Division III coach, but as well as a assistant Division I coach. And then I had a good mentor as well at the high school level who talked highly of me, and then one thing led to another. And I've been here for 23 years. But in that time, I've worked, obviously, as an assistant men's basketball coach for about 21 of those years. The last two I had the privilege of working with Coach Trees as the assistant women's basketball coach. Also working in admissions as an admissions counselor, senior admissions counselor. Also worked in athletics, helping a few years ago, just helping with new sports, with our women's track and field and triathlon and new sports we're trying to build along the way. So, just many hats doing many things for sure.
So you talked about it. You made the switch from men's to women's a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The team is off to a hot start this year. You guys are 9-4, 3-1 in conference. You have your game coming up tonight against Concordia, Chicago. Did you expect this out of this team? And what do you think has kind of facilitated the team's success this year?
Well, did I expect it? I had a gut feeling that we can be really good. I thought we had a great nucleus here. We needed some really good freshmen to come in to help us to get to that next level. And I think our freshmen are doing a great job of doing that. I think the chemistry, the women love being around each other. That's key. I always say in my years of coaching, great teams, good teams, they have good chemistry. And I think our chemistry is really good with the experience as well as with the newcomers. I think you really probably couldn't tell the difference that who's a freshman, who's a sophomore, who's a junior, who's a senior, because they all get along. And it's kind of like a good woven team. So I did think we could be pretty good. 9-4, I don't know about that, but I thought we can be a pretty good team for sure.
You mentioned you brought in a lot of freshmen this year, 8 joining the squad. So the team already is on the younger side, even before the freshmen came in.
Yeah.
How does your approach change when dealing with younger players compared to more experienced players?
For me, it's patience. When you're recruiting them and you see them, and then when you get them on campus and they're playing with our team, they could be good, but it's still new for them. Just like anything else is new. So it's going to be some growing pains, and you just have to be patient with them and let them go through their growing pains. But you can see the talent is there. It's just the college game is different from the high school game. So for them just to grow and learn. I think my approach is once you get to, middle of January, you're really not a freshman anymore because you have enough games under your belt to know what the college game's about. Because even, you can say, well, it's only 15 games. Well, some people don't play until they're juniors, right? You don't see them as freshmen anymore. You call them juniors, even though they haven't played a lot of varsity games. So by the middle of the month, they're really not freshmen to me anymore. They're just basketball players, and they have the experience now.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit about the freshmen. When I had Coach Trees on, we talked about Danny Mendez and the impact she has had. Recently, I feel like at least, Helena Hill has made a big impact, especially on the offensive end for you guys. A secondary creator, to Mahima. Talk about a little bit what she has brought to the team.
Yeah, she just brings a lot of different skill sets. I mean, she's a taller guard. She's 5'10"-ish. That can score if she wants to at all three levels. She can shoot the three. She can get the pull up. She can go strong to the basket. So, I mean, and I think what I've seen, once again, this is on my second year on the women's side, but that's a great asset to have. I mean, she can handle the ball. So she can do a lot of different things, but not only on the offensive end, but defensive end as well. Because she's so long, she's usually guarding the other team's second best wing. Because she's so long, and she creates matchup problems for a lot of teams. So she's been great that way. So yeah.
So I had mentioned earlier, you guys had only 7 wins all of last season. You have 9 this year. What do you think has changed from last year to this year? And then what's the next step for this team? If you want to be at the top of the NAC, is it consistency? Is there something missing in the skill set? What's next for this team?
So yeah, what's changed from last year to this year, I think, once again, is that infusion of the freshmen. I really do think the freshman class is a strong and deep class. So I think it's an infusion of them, but also then our Mahima's now another year older. Our other players are just a year older, so they know the grind of college now. So I think, even though we are kind of young, we're really not. I mean, because we still have a good influx of sophomores or juniors and seniors as well. So I think all that combined is why where we're at. Even last year, though, we had a lot of close games. We just couldn't get over the hump. So even though we won 7, we probably could have won 13 or 14 if we can get over the hump. It was just a play here or there that just turned the tide of the game. And now this year, because of that experience, and I think, once again, because of the infusion of the freshmen, we are winning those games.
And that's awesome to hear, Coach. I'm going to break it up here and do everyone's favorite segment, Raider Rapid Fire. 5 quick questions for you. I want right off the top of the head, what's the best basketball? If you're going to the gym, you're going to shoot around. You have a shelf of every basketball ever made. What are you grabbing?
I like the Wilson. I'm old school. I love the Wilson basketball because maybe that's what I grew up with. So Wilson for sure.
You like the brown color or the more orange color?
I like to go brown. That's more old school. I mean, you've been in the grind a little bit, so I love the brown.
For sure.
So,
favorite cartoon or cartoon character?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. But He-Man.
He-Man. All right, He-Man. That's a first.
Yes,
you have
He-Man.
The power.
You have the power. Big, strong guy that can change, like our team is changing. So, yeah,
awesome.
He-Man.
Awesome. Love that pull. All right, your favorite athlete can be either now or growing up.
Growing up, love Magic. Magic Johnson was the best, in my opinion, growing up. Now, obviously, I'm in Milwaukee. I'm a Bucks fan, so I do like Giannis a lot. But Magic, I would say growing up all day, every day, for sure.
Your go-to pregame song. I'm not sure what your mindset is before a game, if you're amped up or if you're calm, cool, and collected. You seem like you're more of a calm, cool, and collected guy.
I am more calm, cool, and collected. But, I love rap, especially the old school rap. So like Tupac or Notorious B.I.G. Sometimes I'll get into a Drake or Eminem. So I love that stuff. It really depends on the mood. If I really need to get pumped, that's what I'll go to. If I don't, I'll go to more R&B, old school, maybe like a New Edition or something like that. Okay. So it depends on my mood, what I'm trying to create that day or that time.
And then maybe the most important question of all, you're going to the movies. I need your snack, I need your candy, and I need your drink.
Snack, popcorn,
butter.
Candy. But of course, salt, little salt too. You gotta have the salt as well. So of course with the butter, oh man, candy. That's an easy. I eat this all the time. It's Dots. I love my Dots. So I'll get Dots over popcorn every day. I love my Dots.
Really?
So,
that's interesting. Yes. My mom is a big Dots fan. I maintain green Dots are some of the worst candy on the planet. I like every other color of dots but green ones, man.
Then all you have to do is mush them in with the red and the green, and it doesn't even taste like green anymore. So, but I love my red dots. Pink, I like to. Yellow and green, I kind of smush them together with the red and the pink, and don't even taste it. So, then drink water or lemonade. I'm a big water guy, so I'm pretty much water most of the time.
I mean, we got some healthy people up here in athletics.
Yes.
That seems to be the common answer. Not a ton of soda people up here, I'm finding. So, all right, let's get back into it. Like we had said, you are the director of admissions as far as athletic recruitment and initiatives. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on in the admissions world. There's been mention of new programs and systems to help promote inclusion on campus. Tell us what's new.
Yeah, so in admissions, we're going strong. I mean, I think we just added chemical. It was, I would say, it's called biomolecular and chemical engineering, which is awesome. It was only biomolecular, which is very similar to chemicals. So all we did is have to add the name. So that's helped us a lot on the academic side of things. And then, we're adding different sports, as you guys probably know. Now we have swim, we have women's hockey, we have, we're starting bowling, we are rowing for women. So we're adding different sports to get to a lot of different of people. And I think that's only going to enhance the admissions world. I mean, as an admissions right now, we are setting records, but that's not even going to help us get to the next level. Just like in basketball, it's like levels. So from going to good to great to really special. And I think these programs really make us a special university. Not saying we're not, but it's get us to that next level for sure. And then on the diversity side, we're doing cool things like last Saturday, we had a cool basketball game, Pewaukee versus Milwaukee Academy of Science. So we're partnered up with different schools to host things here at the Kern Center. So we had 1,000 people about at that game. This week, or Martin Luther King Day, we're having a special tournament as well. We're starting a different group on campus for our student athletes, dealing with diversity, inclusion, equity, and things of that nature. So that's all the stuff that is going on right now. I think that's gonna just help the athletic department, help our schools. So pretty excited about everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Really trying to build the community here.
Yes.
And you've been here for, like you said, over 2 decades.
Yeah.
I've seen in my brief time on campus, it's hard. It's been winter break and stuff. It's hard to sometimes fill the gym, to fill the Kern for the basketball games. But we had on December 30th, right before New Year's Eve, the hockey team showed up. And the Kern was pretty full. I think they were getting under the opposing team's skin. Talk to me a little bit about how when that community kind of comes together and everyone supports each other, how does that benefit athletics?
That's huge. First of all, I need to give a shout out to the hockey team. You guys were awesome that day. Please keep coming because you guys were amazing. That's what we need. It benefits everyone because it makes the game more exciting. Like, you play sports because you enjoy the game, but also you get some of that interaction, that fan crowd stuff. That's awesome. And I think we've been growing that way as well. I think more athletes are supporting each other. And I think we'll continue to do that. But no, that was an awesome game. I was pretty pumped after that game just because of the hockey team, and we had a good fan base there too. But putting all that together, it was awesome. And, hopefully it will continue, and we're going to be doing different things too, inviting the community out. So hopefully they will bring in a different thing to the pie as well. So yeah.
And then let me ask you another question here. If there's any recruits, if there's any athletes out there, listening to this podcast right now, are there any dates? Is there anything important that they need to know on the horizon? And I can edit this out if there's not anything.
January 27th.
Okay.
We're having like a winter fest. Alumni will be back here. We'll have different things going on. I would encourage, if you're a recruit, especially for a winter sport, so volleyball, basketball, hockey, you need to come that day because you can meet where they're at now and where they're going to be in the future with our alumni, our current students, and where you're at. So you can see the stages, the progression of what an MSOE education, as well as playing a sport here at MSOE, can do for you. So it's going to be a cool day. It's going to be a fun day. I need to also give a shout out to admissions. We're having an overnight event that day, but obviously we can't host 500 people. So it's a limited amount of people. So if you are a recruit, want to do the overnight event, I would say sign up now. All right, don't wait because it is getting full. But that's a cool day to come. January 27th is a Saturday. The admissions event will be an overnight, so you'll say the Sunday, but we'll have games throughout the day.
And if that wasn't enticing enough, I believe there's going to be live music and some refreshments later on in the day. So
exactly.
No reason to not show up.
That's right.
So, Coach, let me ask you, other than showing up in person and being vocal during the games, how can people help support Raider basketball?
So donations are always good. I think being Division III, we just don't have the money of a scholarship school where they can do certain things. We need to fundraise for a lot of things we want to do. So donations is great. Being a mentor, so like I guess I'm talking to more of the alumni. It's coming back and making sure you're trying to mentor these young student athletes. I mean, I think that's a great thing as well. So I won't say just money, but even that mentorship coming back and supporting the current students, especially the athletes. If you were an athlete, and just trying to help them, because once again they're trying to get to where you're at, and mentorship is always a good thing. So donations, mentorship. So there's a lot of ways to help. As a coach, I love when people come in and want to talk to me about MSOE because this is a special place. So for sure.
You heard it here first from the man himself, Davinci Wallace. Thank you for taking the time with us today, Coach.
Always a pleasure, Greg. Thank you for having me.
A special thank you to Coach Wallace for sitting down and joining us this week, and thank you for listening. You can follow Raider Athletics on YouTube at MSOE Raider Athletics, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MSOE_Raiders. Don't forget to find us on Spotify, too. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, repost, share, and get the word out to all your Raider friends and family. We want you to be heard. Mention us on social media and tell us what you want to hear about. Go Raiders!